watching The David Robinson Show
on the Coyote Man Show.
You're watching The David Robinson Show
on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Real talk, real people, real conversation.
And good evening, and welcome to The David Robinson Show. Real talk, real people, real conversations. Continuing positive people doing positive things to make a positive difference in their lives and in the lives of others. Tonight's topic is, it's not about how you start, but it's about how you finish. And I have an awesome guest who have made some awesome transitions in his life and doing some amazing things to make some awesome difference in other people's lives. Without further ado, Mr. Reverend Peyton. Welcome to the David Robinson Show,
Thank you, sir, for the invitation.
Yes,
I'm excited
sir.
to be here.
Man, I'm excited for you.
Thank you, Father God, for your grace and your mercy and
Man,
the invitation.
I thank God for the relationship, first of all.
Yes.
And I'm just so excited for all the things that you are doing to, man, I could go on and on without even jumping into it, but I want the world to get a chance to hear your story.
Yes, sir.
You know, the word said that we are overcome by our testimony.
Yes, sir.
And before I'm going to jump right into this interview, and I want to talk about, you know, first of all, I give you a chance to say what you want to say first, but we're going to go back 20 years first. So,
well, can I start from the beginning?
yeah, go ahead, bro.
First, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life.
Come on.
I wouldn't be sitting here today if he didn't change my life. Because when I think about the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me, my soul has to cry out, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, for saving a wretch like me. Because I once was lost, Brother David, but now I'm found. I once was blinded to what the world had for me, but now I see a whole lot clear what he has for me and what he wants me to be. I like to say that because it's so true in my life. I was blinded. I didn't know what I was going to be until I gave my life to God. And he finally got me back on track and showed me what I'm supposed to do and how to do it. And I'm just so honored to be able to sit here today at this podcast just to have an opportunity to let people know just how good God has been. And if he could do it for me, he can also do it for them. I'm a living witness.
Come on now. I
Living
talked
witness.
about the topic is, it's not by how you start, but it's how you finish. But when you started on your journey,
My God.
that journey that you thought, and that path, life was good for you at one time.
Yes.
When did things begin to spiral?
Let me tell you, Brother David, I was doing well. I come from a great family. Mother and father, 4 sisters. Oh man, beautiful nieces and once I this was back in the early 80s. And so I was working and I had somebody to introduce me to cocaine. I was smoking a little weed back and then, drink a little beer and stuff. But one day I was at work and a friend of mine asked me, have I ever tried cocaine before? And I said, no, I heard about it, but I don't know. No, that's not for me.
Right.
So finally, one day he came on my house and I tried it. I took a hit off the cocaine and that's when it was off to the races. And one thing started to another. And from 83 to 96, a little further, is when I was out there, almost lost my life, had everything taken from me, had an apartment, had a car. And when I took that first hit, man, it was off to the races. And I didn't know it was going to take me there. If it didn't, I wouldn't have never did it. But before I knew it, man, it was just overwhelming and it overtook my life. And it took me 20 years to understand that I had enough. I was sick and tired of getting sick and tired. I almost got shot 2 or 3 times. I almost got ran over and beat and all this kind of stuff, man. But it took faith and it took determination when God called me to leave this stuff alone.
Just one
Yes, sir.
hit
One hit
caused all of that for 20 years.
I chased that same hit for 20 years until I finally figured out I wasn't going to never feel like I felt the first time I took that hit. And that's what a lot of people do. You try to keep going till you say, oh man, that felt good. Let me see if I can feel like that again. And then you keep going, and then you don't get that hit. Then you try it again the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, until it just gets overwhelming. Then it's like a habit. It was a habit.
And to my viewers that are watching,
yes,
to that person that this gentleman here, good friend, can relate to what you're going through, to some of y'all who experience it.
yeah.
You said being in darkness. Was you isolated from your family, or what? Did it cause you to
Yes.
take things from your family?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I really never was a stealer because I was raised up with good ethics. It was just overtaking me to where the point I was isolating from my parents and all that kind of stuff, and people that was my best interest at heart. I was dealing with the people that was doing the same thing I was doing. So I really wasn't the type that stole, because people was coming over my house for everything. I had the crack house. People was knocking on my door to come in, to get their thing, to do their thing, to go out and get it and come back. And I had an open door. So I always had somebody coming over, Brother David, to treating me. If not, then I would, just wait or just, pray about it. Somebody would not, you know what I'm saying? There's anything to do. But I never was a stealer. That's one thing I never did, because my mother raised me up for that. I knew that part. And I just wasn't that type of person, because I didn't have to. It's just things often happen over the years that made me continue to use. You know what I mean? It was never a down day where as though I didn't have something. It was somebody, because I had the open door.
Right.
The drug house. I had the crack house. So that meant people was coming in 24/7. So, I've seen so much.
So you've seen so much.
Oh my God. Been through so much. But God said, this is enough. Enough is enough. But I had to go through what I went through to be who I am right now. And thank God I had a praying mother that she used to tell me, son, I'm just going to pray for you. Nothing else I could do until you get yourself together. But only thing I could do is pray. And by her praying, kept me covered. So no hurt, harm, or danger physically. That I did get hurt, physically at some time, but not till death.
Come on now.
Not till death.
Not until death.
Not till death.
So when was it when you said that I had enough is enough?
Brother David, I'll never forget it. March 26, 1996. I had a few friends over the house. I was living in Murphy Homes. They think they changed the name to another name now, the building to another name. But I was living out there, the high rise, man. And we was getting high all that night. It must have been like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when everything was gone. All the drugs and all the people was gone. And after 20 years, I heard God calling me and telling me enough is enough. So I said, God, I need you right now. So I went to Bethel AME Church up on Jewel Hill Avenue, because I used to watch them on TV on Sunday. Sunday was a down day. So by me being raised up at the church, even though I was getting high for 20 years, I used to watch there's broadcasts on TV on Sunday. So one Thursday, 3 o'clock in the morning at least, I walked across Dolphin Street up to Jewel Hill Avenue, sat in the corner of the door. They have an archway. And I'm sitting in that corner in a fetal position, asking God to take the drugs and the alcohol away.
Lord
and I said, God, I can't take it no more. I heard you've been calling me over 20 years, but God, I need you today. And the voice I heard from God, Brother David, I heard him say, listen, I'm going to be there with you, but I'm not going to do it for you.
Come on.
If you want to get this stuff, you're going to have to do the work, because faith without works is dead. Brother David, I sat on that step for about an hour in a fetal position, 92 pounds, 92 to 95 pounds, asking God to please help me. So after about an hour, I sat on this step praying. I got off. I walked down Dolphin Street. By the time I got to Martin Luther King, it started raining. And I looked up to the heavens, man, and that rain just poured down my face on my way back to Murphy Homes. And when I got to the building, walked in them steps, I closed my door. I got on my bed and I got in a fetal position again, just prayed to God, man. I heard people knocking at my door the next morning. The next morning, I wouldn't even open the door. I knew God called me, and I knew I had some work to do. But God said, I'm going to be there with you, but I'm not going to do it for you. I never forget that voice in my mind. So I was going, then I think that Sunday I went to Bethel. And then I went to church. I sat up in the balcony and just sat there. Every Sunday they had a drug program called Freedom Now Ministry. I got plugged into that. I was going to NA meetings. I was going to church on Sunday. So I was doing the work.
Come on now.
And God been with me the whole time since then. March 26, 1996 was my final day of getting high, man. And
you've been clean.
Clean ever since.
How long it's been clean?
Man, that's over 15, 18, 20 years now, man. Nobody but God. I just thank him because I know.
Come on.
Nobody but God can keep me, together like that. And then bring me from nothing up to what God have done right now. So I'm on it now.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to transition now to the present. I said it's not how you start.
Yes, sir.
But it's how you finish.
My.
So now I look, here's a gentleman here now. When God completely turned his life around, who's now a master electrician.
My.
And making things happen, not only in his life and in the lives of others. What does it feel like now to not only be an electrician, but a master electrician? Sir?
Well, my father was an electrician at the Coast Guard yard. And when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, he would come home from work and I was the only boy, so he wanted me to kind of follow his footsteps. So he used to call me in to do things, and he used to come to the front, I used to run out the back, So but I knew he was going to keep it there until I came back. So I was doing lights, switches, outlets, and all. But that's when I was 9, 10 years old. So I kind of ran from him over the years. Then came to high school and all that. I went to Maryville. I took up all the mechanics instead of electrical, because I figured my father was going to be even harder on me then. You know what I mean? He was hard on me back then when I was an electrician. And now I said, well, listen, I'm going to do something else. So I got into all the mechanics in Maryville, which I learned a lot about cars. But then when I graduated, I didn't want to work on cars. Then that's when I got caught up in doing some other things I wasn't supposed to do and all that. So that kind of fell back. But then once I got clean, I needed a trade, something that I knew to get back involved with. And that's when I went back to school. I got my master's license. I took the test.
Come on now.
I just started from the bottom. Remind you, I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, but God put it all back together. He seen where I was at. He seen my heart, but he knew that I didn't know, but he knew until I found out for myself that I had, something in me that I know he wanted me to do. And not only that with the electrical, but now with the drug addiction, I was in the program at Bethel called Freedom Now Ministry. It's called Living Free Now. And I was going through that every week. And, we was having telephone discussions and all that about drug addiction and all that. So now I'm the president of that ministry at Bethel. It's called Living Free Now.
Not only that, when you think about being at the bottom of the pit to being at the top now.
Come on now.
See, from rags to riches.
Man, nobody but God.
Nobody but God.
Listen. I just had to let go and let God have complete control of. I had to listen to that still small voice telling me that you can do this. You just gotta do some orderly directions. Good G-O-D, good orderly directions. And I just tried to, continue to grow. And I wasn't trying to press nobody. I was just trying to keep myself clean, knowing who I was and what I had inside of me, in order for me to continue to grow.
Amen.
Until I seen the light.
To my viewers that are watching, here's a gentleman. I want you to tell him the name of your company, who has his own business, who's a master electrician, who has wired different contracts, different houses throughout Maryland.
Yes.
Mr. Clayton himself. Can you tell my viewers the name of your company, how they can get in touch with you, sir?
Well, my name of my company is Clifton Payton Jr. Electrical Contractor. My phone number is 443-527-4991. I do residential and I do commercial wiring. I just love it. It's just a trade that I know I was called to do. And I love to help people. I try to look out for people that don't have, everything together or need a helping hand or whatever. I try to give a helping hand with that. People call me that don't have all the money, so I try to work something out, Amen. And so I just try to show people that in order to have a blessing, you have to be a blessing.
Come on,
and
man.
I love it. Now it's not even almost like work. I love to do it. The word of God said, work as though you're working for the Lord rather than man. So I enjoy what I do. And it's not about the money. It's just about being able to be helpful to somebody that's in need of electrical And I love to do it. Plus, I get a chance to minister while I'm out at the same time.
Sometimes I call you. You say, Brother Dave, I can't talk to you now. I'm doing this. And it's so overwhelming that he said, I will pull you out a blessing.
My God.
That you won't have room enough to receive.
Come on.
And then the workload is just steady pouring in.
Man.
And it's just a blessing. You tell me, well, brother, I'm getting in. I'm going to go sit down and just enjoy my wife, my family, have dinner. But he just blessing you over and over.
Brother David, I never knew life would be this good. When I first came off of drugs, I didn't have two nickels to make a spark, 2 pennies to make a spark. But God broke me, just watch me rise from nothing up to, to the present. And like I say, I wasn't married. I didn't have anything. But now God blessed me with a wonderful wife, Christine Payton.
Come on now.
I'm blessed with a nice truck, for my business. I have a nice little car for leisure.
Come on,
and God just blessed me. And I really don't ask for things. I just
come on.
I just wait and be there.
See, this is what I'm talking about for my viewers that are watching. This is real.
This is real.
You're talking about going from nothing.
From the bottom of the pit.
Won't he do it?
Yeah, he'll do it. Listen, and Brother David, I tell people, and I don't want to take too much of the time, but I tell you, it was a dream that I had that changed my life. And I often tell people this dream that I had, like Dr. Dream had his dream, and it's a prophet and all this, but I had my own personal dream that changed my life. And I try to tell people this dream, so I hopefully, I can say something in their lives to help them see a little bit better. Like I was saying, our eyes was blind, but now we see a little clear. Brother David, I had a dream that I was sitting in this limousine. I was sitting in the back of this limousine about 10 feet, 12 feet long. And I'm just sitting in the back of this limousine. It wasn't nobody driving this limousine but God, from, a silhouette, whatever you want to see it as. Right. I was sitting in the back of this limousine, and God looked back at me and said, Reverend Payton, how you doing back there? And I threw my thumb up to God, and I said, God, I'm doing fine back here. But let me tell you what he said before he turned back around and grabbed his wheel. Now, I'm sitting in the back, right? He said, listen, where I'm going to take you at, nobody going to be able to take you there.
Come on,
and the way you're going to feel about life, me, and the things around you, can't nobody do it but me. So you sit back there, listen to me, and I'm going to take you to these places that you can't take yourself. And ever since then, that was like 2 years ago, everywhere I go, I know God got me there. And it's not about money anymore. Of course, you have to make your money to make your living. But now I know wherever I go, Brother David, I know God is taking me. I don't have to put my foot on the gas or the brake.
Come on,
I don't even have to drive. All I got to do is just sit back, listen to what he tell me to do. All these different jobs that I have, and I know that's where I'm supposed to be.
Let go
and let God. And I'm just enjoying the ride. He said, and now enjoy the ride. And so I've been enjoying this ride for the past 2.5 years. I've been having a good time, but it all came together since the dream. And now I'm enjoying this ride. I don't have to get behind the wheel no more of life. I let him just take me there.
Come on now.
And even here or there, that's where I'm supposed. In the supermarket, I'm looking because I know he got me there.
Come on now.
At the gas station, I'm looking because I know he got me there.
Come on now.
So I'm just enjoying this ride, man. And I just, know that God is the leader and guide.
So tell me, we're going to switch gears here a little bit. What was it like for you earlier this year in April at the Men of Excellence Awards?
Oh, my gosh.
To receive not only one, but 2 awards. What was that like?
The first
Tell my guest.
Listen, I had no idea that I was going to be honored like that. It was the Man of Excellence, and I asked my family. They came to support me, and everything. We had a great time. All the men got their awards. I got my award, but then they said we have another extra award that we want to give to a special man. And when you called my name, man, I was so surprised, and my family was. I had no idea. But that was an awesome event. I will never forget it as long as I live. And like I say, I don't do things for accolades and stuff, but for somebody to recognize me like you did, brother, I will never forget it as long as I live.
Well, I believe that you should get your flowers while you're here.
Yes, sir.
And next year it's going to be called the Man of Substance.
Oh, my. That should be great.
Award. And you will have the opportunity yourself to pick someone out.
Oh, great.
And you choose, you feel to be honored
Yes.
It's going to be really awesome. 2024, Lord's will.
Okay.
And I partnered with this other group that's going to give out scholarship for children as well.
Oh, that's going to be an awesome
Man.
event. I'm looking forward to that.
So I
Looking
just thank
forward to
God. Iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, we need more men like yourself. And you can tell these men that, you know, that there's still hope as long as you put God first. It's not, like you said, it wasn't to death.
Right. But Brother Dave, I just want to say you are blessed tremendously, you know, by the work you're doing. You know, it takes a special man to do what you do. Mm-hmm. You know, not just on this podcast, but around the world. I mean, I've listened to some of the men on your online and just the ministry, because we used to be out Columbia. Right. Remember we meet the men used to meet out there? Oh man, before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Oh man, we had a good time. Yes, man, we had 30, 40 men meeting. I mean, just enjoying each other. So you're doing a great job, man. Mm-hmm. In order to have a blessing, that's why you're blessed. We talked about that before the podcast, man. You know, I appreciate that. You ain't doing it for nothing, but just out of pure love for people, man, and especially men, because men, you know, we need to be ministered to, man. It's a good thing to have iron sharpening iron, like you said. That's a blessing. I love it. I love it. When I think about it, you know, how good he is, man. Yes. It's all about him. Come on, man. It's all about him. You know, when you think about like you said, we was out in Jessup, and now before the pandemic, and now we're up in Aberdeen. Wow. Oh my God. What a blessing, man. You know, when you think about it, when you said it went unto death. Wasn't unto death. Praying mother. When you go to John 11. Yes. Come on, sir. Come on now. Listen. What did he tell Martha? Come on, sir. Death. What unto death? What unto death? This life. What unto death? He said that I am the resurrection and the life. And the life. Come on, yes, sir. Now. And he said that he wants to be glorified. That's right. See, when we go through different circumstances in life, and we will, like you went through situations. Yes, sir. But your situation was created because he knew years later that you was going to give him glory. Yes, sir. And you know what, Brother David? I often minister to tell people as well, if you don't see yourself like God see you, you'll never live the life that God wants you to be, you know, in your life. See, a lot of people, and that's not being arrogant. That's just having a relationship with God, making that personal connection. And once you see that, I didn't see that years ago. I didn't know I was fearfully, wonderfully made. I didn't know I was the head, not the tail. I didn't know I was a lender and stuff. I didn't know that until my eyes was open. That's why I like to open up with that, but I was blind, but now I see. So now that connection, man, once you understand that, and our job as men is to help other men to open their eyes so they can see the world a little different, and knowing that they can enjoy this ride if you do some good orderly things for God, you know, and just back off of some things that you never thought that you can, you know, that's keeping you down, and just let God have a chance in your life, man. And you could take you places that you can't take yourself. Come on. I've never thought I would live the life that I'm living right now because I gave my life to God. Not because of the money, not because of God put a beautiful woman in my life, a beautiful wife. I still have a beautiful family that support me. You see my family. Yes, I did. They come out and support me because they love me, and I love them. Once again, to my viewers that are watching, tell them your business, your company, and how they can get in contact with you. Once again. Well, my business, once again, is Clifton Payton Electrical Contractor. I do house power, commercial, residential, ceiling fans, recessed lights, any kind of electrical. I'm licensed and insured in the state of Maryland. Come on. My telephone number is 443-527-4991. My email address is cpjenterprises@gmail.com. That's cpjenterprises@gmail.com. And sure, I mean, I would love to do some electrical work for you if you need it. If you need anybody that needs some work, just let me know, and me and my crew will be right on top of it. Come on now. Did you hear what it say? Him and his crew. Me and my crew. Making things happen. We'll make it happen. He is someone. I love it. As long as I can help somebody else, that's what I'm all about. Is helping somebody else. Listen, it's not about the wallet no more, man. I preached the other day, Brother David, about the cup when in Psalms 23, verse 5, when David said, God anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. But a cup will never run over if you don't put something in it. So my job is to put something in this cup my days will be filled and my life will be with joy. So it's not about the money no more. I mean, the money will come and money, but it's about the cup.
Come on,
it's
now.
about that. I try to think every day how to put something in this cup.
See,
that's what it's all about.
You mentioned David. I'm gonna go somewhere a little bit.
The other day.
See, David, King David,
David
was anointed to be king.
Yes, sir.
But he didn't occupy the throne until years later. See, God knew you when you was in that situation 20 years ago. You were anointed, but he had to take you through. To get you where you are to now. And now that you understand who he is in your life, and now you can bless everything that you come in contact
like
with.
The prodigal son. That's the story that fits, my life and so many other people. Like we go out, we get curious in life, and we go out and we squander everything. Some people make it back and some people don't. But I thank God, Brother David, that like you said, he had his hands on me and God's get me the opportunity to come back to who I really was. But we all slip and we all fall, but it's never too late. You're never supposed to give up on life. Once you give your life to God, and like I said, do the work. That's one thing you can't wait for somebody to do this work for you. That's your responsibility in order to be clean, to have a great life, is to do the work. Read the word, pray, ask for help, do any kind of program you have to do to get your life back on track. And then from there, it just takes off from there.
Come on now.
You don't have to want for nothing. Don't have to need for nothing. You just give God your life and he will show you. They can say he'll lead you and guide you to the places you need to be.
Now, to my viewers that are watching, he is not only just a master electrician, to some of y'all that are dealing with substance abuse, dealing with drugs. He is a person who has programs, who help those that are addicts, that can help. Tell them a little bit about the program, sir.
Well, we have a program at my church, Bethel AME, that's called Living Free Addiction Ministry. And we try to help people that's dealing with any kind of addiction, not just drugs, but smoking, sex, prescription drugs, any kind of drugs, because addiction is addiction.
Yes.
And we used to meet in person before the pandemic, but right now we online. We meet every one Tuesday a month. And if you call Bethel AME Church on Jordan Avenue, they will give you the website. I don't know it right offhand, but we meet once a month, and I've been there for ever since I've been at Bethel for about 20 years now.
And now you're the president.
Now I'm the president of the ministry. And we just thank God. I mean, and if you'd like to get involved, just call Bethel, Bethel One, or go online, Bethel1.org, and look up Living Free Addiction Ministry. And they will give you our number where you can call, and we can help you if you need any kind of help for substance abuse. And I love it. I know that's why I was called Brother David. I know that's why God saved me, so I can help somebody else to get off of drugs. Just to talk to them and know that they can do this. If I can do it from having nothing, 2 cents, I would put 2 cents in the basket until I can now pay regular tithes and offering. But that was my tithe and offering because I gave them all that I had.
Come on now.
Until now I can do a little better.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I love it. I love it.
Here's a gentleman who is really making changes in his life because of God, but in the community and helping those that are lost and dealing with addictions, and those that really just need any type of electrical, whether commercial or residential. Here's someone that can just help you all the way around, man.
My.
I am so blessed when we talk. And then we're going to jump back over there to the Men of Excellence again. We're going to tap back in there a little bit.
That's a wonderful program.
Tell me, what was it like when you initially got that call, sir, that you was being on? What was it like when you first got that call?
It was like I had no idea. The fun thing, like you said, nothing like this will ever happen to me. But when I got it, I said, why me? I said, me? Out of all the people that can get this award, it was like I just didn't feel as though I knew probably what I was, worked for it and all that, but I never thought I would get an award for it. But for somebody to think of you like that, to give an award, I mean, I've never gotten an award like that in my life before. And I was so honored that I was chosen first by God, then he put it through you to talk to me, to be able to receive something like that. I was overwhelmed. And like I said, it's nice to nice to be loved and nice to be noticed. And my family see it, and they're so proud of me. When your family can see that you can get an award like that, man. And that's what I try to be. I try to be an example for my family and my friends to let them know that, listen, it takes hard work. And I don't want this for this. I don't work for this, but it's an honor to get it. And I got it sitting on my mantle right now, both of them. Man of Excellence and Man of the Year awards side by side. And I tell you what, man, when I walk past my living room, man, I just look over there and just take a smile and say, thank you, Jesus, for saving me to be able to receive something prestigious as this.
Right,
and I'm honored.
It truly was a blessing when you think about that. When I look back and I said, the man of the year, and it was you and about 38 other men.
I was going to say that. All
38 other men, and some of them said the same thing. Why me? You know, why not you?
Right. And that's nice that you think of people like that.
He said, what you do in secret, he'll reward you
in openly.
See, it's about the work that you put in. It's about the relationship. And iron sharpens iron, and we need more men like yourself that are doing things and helping others.
Yes, sir.
And I believe in God that we're going to make even a greater impact.
Yes.
So we can reach this next generation, these youth, to let them know they don't have to go down that barrel. They don't have to go and steal. You don't have to go. And you might not be an athlete.
Right.
You might not be a football player.
Right.
But you can be an electrician. You can be a mechanic.
Right.
There's different crafts that you can take.
You got to do the work. Got to do the work. Got to put the work in and do anything you want to do.
Right.
But to see that many men at a time, how many men did you have? At least 30?
It was 38.
38. Brother David, can you imagine how I feel? Imagine how other 37 men felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an honor for somebody to honor you for the work that you do. Like I said, I don't do it for accolades. I do it because I know God's calling me to minister and to help somebody else. And I'm looking forward to doing some great things with the younger generation now. You know.
How was the food? Tell me how was the
food?
Oh,
the food was great. Oh, my God. And you had plenty of it.
I
think your daughter was.
I give my daughter Regina.
Oh, my God. She did a great job. My family, everybody.
Give her.
She did a great job. She had a great decorations. She had the decorations. The balloon really, always. I took some nice pictures. Something that I'll have for the rest of my life, brother.
Yeah, man, it really was
for the rest of my life. I've been sharing the pictures with people and let them see what God is doing.
Come on,
not just with me, but with people like yourself, brother. It takes men like yourself.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be on something like this right now if it wasn't for your love for people and men, and not just men, but for people itself. You're honored. And in a lot of ways, man, you might not see it, you know, like some other people see it, but you got to know that it's inside you, brother.
But
you're a good man of God.
But
I knew when I first met you.
So the key thing is, when you know that you know.
When you know that you know. Brother, it was no mistake when we met each other at my cookout.
At your cookout.
At my cookout. And you came through another brother.
Leroy. And guess
brother
what?
Leroy.
My right-hand man now.
Yeah, and I believe that.
He's my right.
Who knew?
And back then, and not only that, man, your mother make the best barbecue. Lord have
rest her soul in peace in heaven, man.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
she did.
Yes,
we had some good times with her baking and cooking.
Yes.
She was a woman of God, man. And for another thing, like I say, brother Dave, it's a wonderful thing, man. When you raised up, and like I said, I told you my father was an electrician till I ran away, till I finally came into my senses. I had my father, brother David, in this hand to show me how to use my hands to be an electrician and save money, how to treat money and all that kind of stuff and just do the right thing. Then in this hand, I had my mother that brought me into the church and showed me how to love God and people and everything. Now I got these two together, man. Both of them gone to glory, but I got these two together, man, that I'm living with both of these entities in my life, man, to showing me that life is the most beautiful experience. See, Christ came that we might have life, not just have life, but to live life. Not just to have life
and have it more abundantly,
and to live life as well. And I'm trying to live, you know, as much as I can and do as much as God wants me to do while I've got time on this earth, man. But giving back.
What I see and what I'm gonna share, you live in abundance, brother. See, some of us can't say that, but God didn't allow you to tap into something that you live in abundance. And when I'm saying that your focus. When your focus is not on money,
right?
We need money, but when your focus is not,
no,
God has allowed you to live in abundance,
man.
Because you don't have to look for it; it come looking for you.
Yes.
So you talking about putting that cup where it's an overflow, man, you are overflowing because he's
Thank you,
allowed
sir.
you to be a blessing to so many people. And all that you're doing now is
Brother
just
David,
changing lives.
Brother David, I had no idea I would be on the broadcast. This is my first time on the podcast show. And to meet you, like I said, it's not like we knew each other coming up. You know, we recently met a few years ago. And so I know God got this connection between us for me to do, even grow even more. Not in business, but just in personality and friend and growing as a man of God and giving back. Because you have called me plenty of times to say, Rampage, I have somebody need some electrical work. I need you to talk to somebody, one of these brothers that needs somebody.
Yes.
And I enjoy that kind of work. And it's just because of your love for people, man, that I get these calls. And, you know, I'm just honored, man, just to be in your presence right now, man, because I see the work you do. I watch you, man. I mean, the plays, the podcasts, the work, man, come on. It takes a great man in order to do things like this. And I'm really honored to be here. Under your presence, brother.
But I thank God for you. It's that iron sharpens iron. Sharpens iron.
That's what it's all about,
See,
man.
the more you give, the more I give.
Yes, sir.
It's like that iron gets sharper and sharper.
Yes, sir.
It's like a two-edged sword.
Yes, sir.
And then God said, I go in, and I'm able to go down to the marrow.
Come on, sir.
And make a precise cut. Oh, now he make a precise cut.
Yes, sir.
And be able to put it back together. So
yes, he will.
It's really, really awesome, man. So I'm really excited. And what words would you give to my audience that are watching? What advice would you give to my audience that are watching?
My advice, you know, if I had to give any advice that happened in my life, is just to never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself, and try to have a connection with God that you know that it's a personal relationship, Brother David. And I often tell people too that you have to pray for things like that. I remember when I was going to NA, I had to pray for God to put the right sponsor in my life. God, listen, I'm not trying to play with you, God. I need somebody that's going to help me. So you have to just honestly be close to God, and God will tell you who to put in your life. God will tell you who to let go. Because the closer you get to God, see, God is a spirit, and we know that in order to hear from God, we have to get in the spirit of God. That's where meditation come at. And then you can hear clearly what God is trying to tell you to do in life. And you just have to let go and let God, and watch the people and places around, because everybody say your friend, not your friend. But you have to have that discerning spirit when to let go, and then put the right person in your life to help you continue to grow.
Come on now.
And just enjoy life while we're here. Like I say, I'm enjoying life, because ever since the dream that I had to sit back and let God take you where you need to go, do what he needs to do, and enjoy this ride. I'm just enjoying this life that I have, because I try to give back as freely as God have given to me.
Amen. It's about the relationship.
All about that.
All about the relationship.
Yes, well, it ain't about nothing.
When you think about it, that's what we are here for.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm connected to you. It's about the relationship.
Yes, sir.
It's about my relationship.
Yes, sir.
But I'm so thankful, man. I thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having
the
me.
David Robinson Show.
Thank you so much for letting me put my business out there.
You're a life toucher, and you're still changing lives.
Listen,
and touching lives.
Man, I'm on it, you know, and
Yes,
I just thank you once again for the award that I've gotten through your ministry. I will never, ever forget what you did for me. My family, they love you. They see what you're doing, how much you care for me. So, you know, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. You know, I'll call you.
Appreciate it.
God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
And thank you once again for watching the David Robinson Show. Real talk, real people, real conversations. Until next time, peace out and God bless.
Peace.
You're watching the David Robinson Show
on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Real talk, real people, real conversation.